Well, good morning. Welcome to the James River. This is the scene for our next BFL tournament, and a little bit different practice than what we've done in the past. So all my hardcore title fishermen know tides are roughly the same every 2 weeks. So we're here 2 weeks in advance. Made the trip up. Going to spend the weekend here. And again, it's exactly 2 weeks from the BFL tournament. The reason I wanted to do that is because I wanted to get a lay of the land, exactly how the tide is on the tournament day. So I think it's a big deal for your fishing title fisheries. You need to practice on the tide you're going to be fishing in, so you can get a good feel for it. So that's our plan. That's what we're going to do. And I said welcome to the James, but maybe you can tell, maybe you can't, but I'm actually on the Chick. So we put in at Route 5. This is the first time I ever put in here. It's been a while anyway. I think I might have put in here for a BFL championship several years ago, 5 years ago, something like that. So the first time being actually putting in here at this ramp. And so yeah, we're gonna check the Chick out. We're gonna see how this thing is fishing. I can honestly say that the little bit of experience I have on the Chick, it just feels like a better fishery. There's more grass here, there's more pads here, it just feels like a better fishery. So I wanted to put some time in here. It's a long run from where the tournament blasts off at, so if you're gonna run down here, you need to at least be on them, you know what I mean? And so yeah, we're gonna fish around here, see what we can find. It's super hot. It's gonna be a hot weekend, and gonna have to stay hydrated. And God, right now it's like beaming. It's like 7 o'clock in the morning, and I'm already sweating. There's no wind, no anything, and it's high tide right now, and it's falling. Probably is not going to be a good bite for about, I don't know, a couple hours, and then hopefully we'll be able to get on them when that tide gets at the bottom. And hopefully these fish will start eating and we can figure something out. So I'm going to idle up to my first spot here, and we're going to get the day started. That's a good fish there. That's a good fish for tidal fishery. Ugh. Came on my special buzz bait too. Not great, but not bad. Not bad, not bad. Bloody tail. Little football. You cannot go wrong on a tidal river with a Senko. He hit it as soon as it hit the water. That's a keeper, and it's a chunky key. I think it's probably 13 inches. It might be 14. You know what? Let's see so we can say. And you guys probably can't tell. The keeper here is 12 inches, by the way. This one's pushing 14, but he weighs a lot more than some. Even if he's 13, he's going to weigh more than a lot of 14s. So yeah, he's 14 on the money, but he's chunky. So that's a good fish to have. You guys can't tell, but I'm literally 30 yards from where I caught that one a while ago. So maybe this is a little area here that's holding some fish right now. What if I told you been like 4 hours since I had a bite. And I've been everywhere. I've been all the way pretty close to the dam on the chick. And that was my first bite in a long time. So it ain't being good to me today. And then the boat traffic is absolutely insane. And it's not even the bass boats. I'm pretty sure there's some club tournaments or something going on. But the freaking tubes, pleasure boats, the cigar boats, the pleasure boaters are just out in full force, and it's muddying up the bank. It's making things even more difficult. The wind just started to blow, and I think there's some thunderstorms around. I hope they stay away. But it ain't been good, that's for sure. I think a lot of times as a tournament angler, or just a fisherman in general, you need to listen to your gut. And my gut just tells me like, it ain't right. It's just something ain't right. It don't feel right. It don't look right. Water's muddy. The daggone dolphins are around here swimming. It don't feel right, And I really wanted to try to figure out the chick, but it's just not there today. I caught 3 fish today, and it's still pretty early. But I had caught 3 fish, and I had 2 blow up on a frog. Well, that's it. And it's still early. It's only 1:15, but I just don't feel it here, So I'm trying to listen to my gut. I'm also super, super exhausted. Been up since 3:30. Very little sleep. I think I got 4 hours last night, maybe. And I'm just listening to my gut. And my gut just says, get out of here and go somewhere else. So that's what I'm gonna do. All right, back at it this morning on the James. I decided to put it at Jordan Point Marina. It's one of my more favorite places to put in at. It's a good location. You can go fish north or south from here. It's a good middle point. So I'm going to kind of fish some of the old holes I've kind of been fishing over the last several years. I feel like I should be able to get bid on these areas just because I have good history there. And I know my tournament success hasn't been great here, but I've had some really, really good practice days. It just seems like I can't get everything lined up on tournament days fishing down this way or up this way. So we're going to go at it again today and just have a fun day of fishing. Tag along. That's a good. That's a pretty good one. Like I said, I have been fishing this spot for a long time, and every time I come here during practice, they're here and I can get bit. But for whatever reason, I can't get the timing right on tournament day. And if I do catch them here, they're small. So that's a decent fish. That's 2 3/4, something like that. It's a solid James River fish. Pretty too, pretty colors, ain't it? thinking that was a catfish the way it was fighting at first. Now, this is a brand new spot. Brand new spot. Not a big one, but a keeper. And if you're anything like me, I'm sure you're like, what color crankbait is that? Blah, blah, blah. Honestly, I have thrown a lot of different color crankbaits out here, and I don't think it matters. I think being around some fish that want to eat is what it matters. So don't pay any attention to the color. I mean, yeah, pay attention to it, but I don't think it's as big a deal. You don't need to go out and buy $100 worth of chartreuse crankbaits. Another dink, but that's pretty cool. I'm kind of out here way, way, way off the bank. And I caught one. Another friggin' James River special. That ain't bad. I told you there was probably, that corner was a good spot.
Should I go all up and down the river here? Right in front of my house I got.
Yeah, yeah.
How big is that?
Oh, that's probably about 2 pounds, 2 1/4. It's not bad. Fish on this man's property. Not big ones. They're fish. Finally got one to eat a worm. Yeah, I just caught one. Yes, sir. About the same size. Decent one. It's an okay one. It's 2:30 in the afternoon, completely low tide, and I guess the only doggone thing I can get bit on is a popper. That's fun. That's a good one too. I mean, it ain't a bad fish. Ain't a bad fish for out here. So we're gonna call that a day for you guys. The day was better than yesterday. Caught more fish today. We caught a couple of good ones too, a couple of decent ones. And I feel like I'm missing something. Like there's just, I just feel like I'm missing just a piece to the puzzle, right? I feel like I'm not throwing the right bait, the right color, or something. I can't get bit consistently. So I just feel like I'm missing something. So this is gonna be, I'm gonna put it back on a trailer here sometime soon. Looks like there's another thunderstorm rolling in. And then I'm gonna be back out here in a week and a half. And hopefully, you know, we'll be able to think about it for a week and a half, figure some things out. Come back out here rested and refreshed with some idea of how to catch tidal river bass consistently. All right. So I will see you guys week and a half, so 2 weeks, something like that. All right, welcome back. A lot has happened in 2 weeks, weather-wise. It apparently has been raining ridiculously up here, and the river is flooded out. It's been over flood stage, and there's floaters everywhere. So it's actually a really dangerous place to be right now. But we got to be out here. We got to continue to try to find some fish, but we're going to be real easy working around today to try to find those fish. The river, the main James, is as dirty as I've ever seen it, as muddy as I've ever seen it. And to be honest, I'm actually pretty scared to get on plane here and go. Even as I'm sitting here, I'm looking at a floater right here, pretty big one. So gonna have to be real careful today, but we still need to try to find some fish here for this BFL. So stick around. Little keeper, not much of one, but it's a keeper, so I guess that's a good time to kind of do a mid-morning update. Little thing, it's probably 13 inches. The river's blown out, man. I got a lot of main river spots that I like to fish, and they're just all blown out. It's muddy, nasty. So I've gone into some creeks, and I can't find black water anywhere. I mean, it gets a little clearer the further back you go, but overall it's muddy. It's very dirty. It's also very dangerous running around out here. There's stuff floating everywhere, but we got bit here in this creek, which is a good sign. Actually got 2 bites in this creek, so that's something. And I was just throwing a little Cinco here. That's it, I guess. This bank is loaded with dinks. Dinks. So what I'm wondering is, during a better tide, will it produce bigger fish? There's 4 fish in here, and I caught. That's 4 fish, and really that's 5 because I caught one on a crankbait as I was coming in here. There's some fish on this bank apparently. Huh. And this one is a keeper. Ain't much of one. Now I got a few days before this tournament. So I mean, I'm not worried about sticking fish too bad today. So I kind of want to see what's in here and what's, how good or how good it isn't. How good it is or how good it isn't. But we are at, you might can tell, almost completely low tide. So it is one of the better times to fish, although it's almost a slack tide. I wish there was a little bit more current. But like I say, 4 fish down one bank, ain't bad. That is 6 fish down this bank. I mean, they're not giants, but they're fish. I'm telling you what is happening. Since we're at low tide, these fish are pulling down and they're very predictable. It's like they're on the ends of all these things that are in the water. There's probably some big fish around. You're going to have to figure out how to catch them, though. The wheels are turning. Better one. Got some thickness on it. She ain't go thick. There's something about this creek I'm in. Something about it. I'll throw that worm every once in a while. And I'll get some brim bites. I'm seeing a lot of activity on active target. Something about this place. And I had fished for 3 hours without a bite, and as soon as I come in here. So, and it's all been on one bank. You can probably tell, just one bank. I believe I've caught 9 fish on one bank. So I think what I'm gonna do, it's still relatively early in the day. I'm gonna spend the rest of the day in here. I'm gonna fish the tide all the way back up. It's that low right now. It should be about slack. It should start turning over here soon. I'm gonna fish it all the way back up. So what's that, another 6 hours? So yeah, I'm gonna stay in here for 6 hours, and I'm gonna really try to break this thing down. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I've never been in here before. It's brand new to me. But there's obviously some fish in here. They're not big, but they're keepers. They're keepers. I caught another one that I'm not even going to show you because it was so small, but that is 11 fish down this one freaking bank. That's crazy. I don't know how much of this I can show you guys. The video is going to be way too long if I show them all to you. Got the current, so he's got all the power. That's the kind you need. That's the kind you need, boys. I got ran out of my, he's not as big now, I get him in the boat, but I got ran out of my creek by a thunderstorm. And so I took shelter under this bridge. I caught a pretty good one. Biggest one of the day anyway. Off of that. giant, but it's a keeper. Really hard. I mean, he jammed on it. Oh, that's fun. Well, it's another day now. I don't think I did an outro yesterday. This was my first bite of the day. It's a keeper. The river has improved marginally. It's still fairly stained, but the further downriver you go, the better it is. It's still stained in some of the creeks, but it's marginally improved and it's marginally safer to run around. So I made a bit of a run this morning, and that was my first fish on topwater. Good one. Now this is the same duck. Pretty good one. This was the same. This was the same dock that I caught one on my second day of practice out here. Ugh. Oh man. This is a good tournament quality fish out here. So this dock will definitely be fished during the tournament at some point in time. So look at that. Crankbait is gone. I think makes me feel confident in it. So this is the same spot that I found yesterday late, and I just wanted to check it again on a similar tide, and it's got to be, you know, something to it. But I think, in fact, I'm pretty certain that it's a community hole. You probably know exactly where I am. Anybody that's local here probably knows exactly where I am. But it's produced 2 or 3 fish that look a lot like that. But it's a community hole. But if I can get on it at the right time, I might can catch one. Another one off this bridge. I gotta leave this alone. I'm sticking too many fish at this point. And that's a keeper. Not a great keeper, but a keeper. Ooh. Yeah, I'm doing myself harm now. I'm catching these fish I need on tournament day. But I'll tell you where I'm at. I'm at the Appomattox. It's a community hole. This is the cleanest water I have found too, by the way. Like it's clean. I'm gonna explore a little bit more in here. I may fish in here a good portion of the day tomorrow. All right, last day of practice here on the James. I got a pretty good idea what I want to do for this tournament, or where I want to go. One thing I'm struggling with though, I'm struggling finding like a bite first thing during high tide, which is what we're doing right now. It's completely high tide. and about slack. So this is the tournament tide for tomorrow morning. And so it'd really benefit me a lot if I could find something first thing. I feel like I can go fish that spot at the Appomattox and maybe catch a bonus fish there, but I feel like that's a low tide spot. So I really feel like I need to find just a starting point for tomorrow. Figure out a way to catch them during a high tide. So that's the goal for today. Won't be out here all day today, probably less than half a day, and just try to fine tune a couple of things, and about it. All right, man. Things are not going well today. In fact, it's pretty sucky right now. I've been fishing for 2 hours. I've caught about 3 that size. And I am really struggling during this high tide to get bit, a quality bite. So my goal of trying to find somewhere to start has not worked out. More than likely what I'm going to do tomorrow is fish some history, which normally gets you in trouble, but I don't have anything. The only thing I can hope for is after about the first 3.5 hours of this tournament, the tide will get to where I need it to go, and I can run back to the fish that I found a couple days ago and hopefully put a limit together. It's a struggle right now, but yeah, it's a struggle right now. All right, that's it. I've had all I can take. It's been a pretty bad day, to be honest with you. I didn't accomplish what I wanted to accomplish today. I have no starting place tomorrow. And remember all those fish I caught a couple of days ago? I caught like 15 or 20 in one creek. I checked it today, and it's not there. They weren't there. I'm very, very worried. So my confidence level has dropped dramatically. So I don't know what I'm gonna do tomorrow. Honestly, I'm probably gonna start on the Appomattox Bridge if I can get to it before anybody else does. And I might sit on it all day and wait for the tide to get right on it. I've checked some of my history. No, I just could not get bit there today. The river is blown out. I don't know if you can like look around me and see just how muddy it is, but normally this river, like if it's normal, it's a nice greenish looking pretty color, but right now it looks like chocolate milk. So I lost some of my confidence today, but tomorrow's a new day. I'm gonna have to figure it out and make good decisions on the water and see what happens.
only took 3 hours. Sorry.
Good job. So that's definitely a keeper. That's about 13 inches. I just got my first bite. Feels good to get a bite. Only took 5 hours. What did he come off of? I know that.
One to the left.
Yeah. Good work. I said I should get bit. I didn't say what size though. Catching dinks or catching keepers. Get off the thing.
Come on.
Oh boy. Just ain't my day. I'm working.
Can't believe that.
Drag slips. I lose this fish. I don't even know if it's 12 anyway. Yes.
Baby.
Yeah, pretty sure you're gonna be in the top 10 today. Well, so what happened? Well, First of all, this was one of those tournaments that you just kind of want to put out of your mind. You don't want to think about it. You don't want to see it. You don't want to, you want it to just go away. And so this tournament happened 6-7 weeks ago, and I'm just now finishing the video footage because of that. I didn't want to look at it. Didn't want to have anything to do with it. This one was an emotional wreck for me as a tournament angler. And, so it just this one was one where it took me a minute to mentally bounce back from this tournament for a couple of reasons. But first of all, can I at least get some credit for showing the good with the bad? We've had a couple of good tournaments this year. We've had a couple of bad ones. And over the course of 7 years, I've shown you guys everything, the good and the bad. So, hey, give this video a like for that reason alone, right? Give me a little bit of credit for showing the bad stuff, because this one was definitely bad. It was bad for me. It was not bad for the co-angler. And to put it bluntly, this tournament, my strategy for this tournament backfired. And if I could go back, I would do probably the same plan. I think it was a solid plan. I mean, I look back everything in practice. There's more stuff that happened in practice that I didn't show. So knowing everything and seeing everything the way I saw it, I think my strategy was fine. I really do. I feel like, if I went back and fished it again, I would more than likely choose the same thing, because obviously I was around fish. My co-angler caught a limit. He was almost in the top 10. I think he finished 12th, 13th, 14th, something like that. So I was around fish. For whatever reason, I could not get him to bite what I was throwing. I don't know if it was what I was throwing. I don't know if it was my presentation, my technique, but I couldn't get a quality bite. And I really, really, really worked hard. I knew that my window to get good bites in this tournament was going to be about an hour and a half long. I knew it was going to be about 11:30 to 2 o'clock, something like that. So a little, maybe 2 hours, maybe 2.5 hours. I mean, but somewhere between an hour and a half to 2 hours is what I was going to have to get it done. And my co-angler behind me was just able to pick one off here, one off there, and fill out a limit throughout the day. And for whatever reason, I just could not. And it was a mentally frustrating day. I've been kind of in that situation before, where you put all your eggs in one basket and it doesn't work out. And that's just kind of what happened here. The plan backfired. It's pretty much that simple. All right, my plan backfired. I have terrible tournament history on the James. Tidal water in general, has not been my friend. And so it's just another one on the James that it got me again. All right, that's just one of those places that I struggle at. And after the tournament, I was just like, you know what? I'm never coming here again. I hate this place, this freaking mud hole. I wish the tide would go out, keep going out, and won't never come back in. And I said that for about a month. It took me a while to get over this one. But I will say that the conditions affected a lot of things in that event. It was a very dangerous river. I saw a guy blast off, run over a log. It was extremely dangerous. It was dangerous enough where there was a couple of people wondering if it should be, postponed or canceled. It was very, very dangerous because of the flooding that had happened a week earlier. Lots of stuff floating. The river was blown out, and it was just a tough event. Super tough event for me. We'll learn from it. Somehow, some way we'll learn from it. I don't know what else I can learn out there, because I have freaking gotten my butt kicked so many times on the James River. So I don't know what else to learn from it. Like I say, if I could go back, I would have done the same exact strategy. But it's over with now. You got to move on from it. I did get one fish. I got a little bit of points, and it kept me within the top 45 of where I needed to be to qualify for the regional championship, which, by the way, the regional championship's on a tidal water fishery, the Potomac. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there, right? But we're still kind of where we want to be. We got one event left, and I'm actually recording this 2 days before that event. Going to the Car Lake in 2 days to fish the BFL Super Tournament. Hopefully do well enough that, we can punch our ticket to the BFL Regional Championship on the Potomac later this fall. So that's actually what's up, and that's I've been thinking about car a lot lately. I've been on car a lot lately, so that's where my focus has been. Just trying to make sure we can try to finish the season strong here. We started off really slow. We got hot a little bit there in the middle of the year, and but now this James River, I'm ready to get that bad taste out of my mouth. So hopefully we can do that coming up here on Car Lake for this Super Tournament. And it's September fishing. September fishing's tough all over the country. It can be very, very, very tricky, and so we're gonna have our work cut out for us on that one. But yeah, that's the James. Sorry it wasn't full of great, earth-shattering bass fishing action, but my channel has always been about real life stuff, real life fishing. It's for the average guy like me, and it was tough. It was brutal. And I got outfished from the back of the boat somehow. I just couldn't make things work, and so yeah, we put it behind us. We'll try to find a way to learn from it, but I don't have to think about James for a little while, at least till next year maybe. And yeah, we'll just keep on going. But I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you on Car Lake.